This morning, fresh allegations in the sexual assault investigation after a double-header weekend win for the City Swans. The shock moment at Koala is clipped by an e-bike in Brisbane South. South Australia is set for a soaking with wild weather on the cards this week. And Donald Trump turns the streets of Washington DC into an IndyCar track. That's all coming up on the Sunrise Early News.
Live across Australia, this is Sunrise Early News.
Good morning. The Sydney Swans double-header over the weekend has been overshadowed by fresh allegations in the sexual assault investigation. Despite a small staged walkout, both the men's and women's teams faced tens of thousands of supporters at the SCG and received a standing ovation. However, their efforts have been spoiled somewhat this morning as at least one new allegation of sexual assault and multiple claims of non-consensual sexual actions have been put forward by the three women to the Age newspaper at the centre of the investigation. The search continues this morning for the hit-and-run driver who mowed down a man in Melbourne's inner city. It's suspected a brawl between three men erupted at a service station on Swan Street in Richmond around 8 p.m. before one man struck another in a white Subaru and sped away. A 21-year-old man was stretchered away with non-life-threatening injuries. The brave family of hiker Lily Hooper is calling for better bush safety education to help avoid the mistakes that cost the teen her life. The New South Wales government is also considering a Sydney Harbour Bridge tribute in response to heartfelt pleas from her family.
Lily Hooper, physically and mentally tough, but no match for the unforgiving bushland she set out in.
I did walk the track. It's a hectic track. I was surprised she took it on. I think it was on dark and she got disorientated and she headed in a direction that she didn't walk in on. Like I said, the bush can swallow you up.
As they process their 18-year-old daughter's death, Jim Hooper and his wife Kiralee wonder what Lily's adventure might have looked like if she was better equipped. They'll never know, but they want to make sure lessons are learned.
We think it'd be good if there was a legacy that was left, like a Sky's Law, Jack's Law, what sort of got a ring to it, Lily's Law. And that's about the awareness of going out in the bush with EPIRBs, tracker devices, Garmin, Navman type devices. As a concerned parent, I think, it's good to discuss with any of your kids if they ever do go out.
And they're not alone.
We're constantly saying to people, try to get your kids off their phones and into nature and exercising, so we have to make sure that we're doing everything possible to keep that as safe as possible.
I locked horns with her about this sort of stuff, which saddens me in a lot of ways because there was a lot of, what do you know, Dad stuff, and, kids think they know better. Like I said, that they really rely on the phone.
Lily set off on a trail in the Natai National Park on August 12 for what should have been a day hike. Her body found on Thursday after a gruelling 8-day search.
If they had never have found her, we would have always just never had. It's like, what if? Where is she? That's one of those things. Missing person. So, out of the three scenarios of getting her back alive, getting her back, and then not getting her back, we got the middle one. Not ideal, but at least we got her back.
Lily worked at Bridge Climb as a tour guide. Her family now pleading with the Premier to honour their daughter by flying the flag at half-mast.
I think everyone's heart has broken watching what's happened over the past week, and all of us just putting ourselves in those parents' shoes and how horrific that is. So we'll be working with the family and we'll have something to say about that shortly.
Clementine Cuneo, 7 News.
Shocking dashcam footage has captured the moment a koala in Brisbane South was clipped by an e-bike rider before they sped away. Two riders can be seen overtaking cars on busy Nursery Road in Holland Park, unable to swerve out of the way of a koala that was on the road before it went under the tyres. Rescuers located two uninjured koalas and monitored them overnight at RSPCA Wildlife Hospital, but it's not known if the koala that was hit was one of the pair. South Australia is set for another soaking with heavy rain forecast to lash the state today. A low-pressure system is moving across the state, heading for Adelaide, the Eyre Peninsula and Yorke Peninsula. Thunderstorms and flash flooding are possible, with many areas already wet after significant rain in recent weeks. President Trump has given the green light, officially starting the IndyCar race as America's 250th birthday celebrations shift into top gear. Live now to Jerry DeMasi in Washington, D.C. In LA, in our US bureau, I should say. Jerry, morning to you. The high-speed spectacle is underway in Washington, D.C.
Yes, first UFC, I should say. Now, IndyCars, America's 250th birthday celebration, are wrapping up in a very MAGA way. And just like that cage fight on the White House lawn, this has also never been done before. Donald Trump and First Lady Melania, of course, taking part in the spectacle. They took a ceremonial lap in the Beast, which is the nickname for the president's armed limousine. And there he is, waving the green flag to get the races going. He spoke just a short time ago. Let's have a listen.
What was your message to them about this historic day?
Again, good luck, do well, have fun. I don't want to say sort of be safe because it's sort of a negative thought, right? They don't want to be thinking about that because if they do, they're generally speaking, you're not going to win.
Wise words there from the president. 200,000 spectators have packed them all. 25 Indy cars travelling at speeds close to 300 kilometres an hour, wrapping around a temporary circuit in the National Mall, circling historic landmarks like the Washington Monument and Smithsonian. It is loud, it is fast, it is very American, and just the kind of birthday party that Trump's supporters would enjoy, Eddie.
Yeah, certainly something different. Thank you so much, Jerry. We're checking Monday's weather now. Brisbane shower 2 and 24, Sydney sunny and 22, Canberra mostly sunny and 19, Melbourne a couple of late showers and 18, Hobart partly cloudy and 17, Adelaide some rain around and 16 with that wild weather on the way, Perth partly cloudy and 19, and Darwin mostly sunny 32. Well, still to come on the Sunrise Early News, penguins line up to receive their bird flu vaccinations as the deadly strain sweeps the nation. And an emergency ocean landing for this young US plane pilot. That's all coming up next on the Sunrise Early News.